Daniel 12:4 is the brother thinking?
The book of Daniel, chapter 12 and verse 4.
Come on.
But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end.
Come on.
Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
What?
And knowledge shall be increased.
What's going to be increased?
And knowledge shall be increased.
So knowledge is going to be increased. So a lot more people are going to know something. And you gave me a good answer. Give me half the answer. Right? That are people going to know that the destruction is happening to them? But how will they know it? And it's in the law. And the Lord gave it to us. It's in the law. Nathaniel, you got an answer?
What's the question?
The question is, Daniel 12:4 tells us knowledge is going to be increased. To knowledge is just to know. Just because you know a lot of things doesn't make you wise. Right? Christians know a lot of things. Right? Exactly. So the Lord said knowledge is going to increase. What is our people going to know?
Who they are.
Who they are. By how?
By the scriptures.
How?
The prophets.
How? You there? You give me good answers. They're all sweet.
The spirit.
But it's not the dessert I'm looking for.
The spirit of the Most High.
Nope. Cool? Y'all got it. It's almost there. The Lord even said in the law, this is going to be your sign.
Oh.
There you go. I gave it to him. Huh?
Curses?
There you go. Give the brother a hand. Kawakan. Give the brother a hand. All praise to the power, man. That's what's going to be. The signs. And the signs is going to be the curses. When we're looking at these people, we're seeing all these destructions. That brother said it. When we're looking at all these destructions that are happening to a distinct people, then we're going to know what? A lot of people are going to start walking around. Damn, it has to be something with us. There got to be something we did to the Most High God or some entity or some high being for us to be living in this condition. For us to be all in the hoods. For us to all be the ones being shot and killed and murdered by these police officers and the same ethnic group of people, the so-called white man. There got to be something. So that's why even when you walk around the neighborhood, a lot of so-called black people will say, okay, Jesus is black. Right? Because we've been preaching it since the 60s. Even prior to that. Right? So a lot more people are going to become a lot more knowledgeable. You got that scripture on 1 Deuteronomy? Get that verse for me.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 46.
Come on.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
For what?
For a sign and for a wonder.
For a sign and a wonder. Come on.
And upon thy seed forever.
And it's going to be upon our seed forever. Right? So this is what the Most High God was saying. This thing was going to be upon us for a sign and a wonder. Give me the book of Psalms, chapter 107, verse 14. Yeah, man.
The book of Psalms, chapter 107, and verse 14.
We good? Go ahead.
He brought them out of the darkness and the shadow of death, and break their bands in sunder. Oh, that men would praise.
What verse you began at?
Psalms 107 and
14? Okay.
That's right.
Wait, hold on. Oh, no. It's a little higher. Start from verse 10.
God. The book of Psalms, chapter 107 and verse 10. Such as sit in darkness.
In what?
In darkness.
In darkness. Emptiness. Right? Read.
And in the shadow of death.
Come on.
Being bound in affliction and iron.
They're being bound in what?
In affliction and iron.
So the Most High God is saying there's those who are sitting in darkness, right? Darkness to what? Your identity, to who you are, what relates to you. What relates to you? Your culture, your identity, your heritage, your laws, anything, even your God. All these things. It's gonna be like complete darkness. Read on.
Verse 11.
Read verse 10 one more time.
Verse 10. Such as sit in darkness.
Come on.
And in the shadow of death.
Shadow of death.
Being bound in affliction.
Being bound in affliction.
And iron.
Come on.
Because they rebelled against the words of the Most High.
So we're going to see all these things happen to a people because they did what?
Because they rebelled against the words of the Most High.
Because they rebelled against the words of the Most High God. Who is that people? Israel. How do you know that?
Because curses, as far as what he said, if we follow the heathens.
All praise to the power. Give the brother a hand.
Yes.
All praise to the power. And that's what the Most High God said. Read on.
Because they rebelled against the words of the Most High, and contemned the counsel of the Most High.
Go on.
Verse 12. Therefore he brought down their heart with labor. They fell down, and there was none to help. Then they cried unto the Most High.
What did he do?
Then they cried unto the Most High.
What did he do?
Then they cried unto the Most High.
And then that's when our people is going to cry to the Most High God. Because our people are stiff. Our people are hard-headed. Almost I said that multiple times. Am I lying, officer?
You're right.
I'm telling the truth. Our people are hard-headed. Our people have to go through darkness. That sounds like a horrible thing.
Yep.
You got to go through darkness. You got to go through chains of oppression, iron, all types of things. And then you're going to start crying to the Most High God. Now you're going to start crying to the Most High God. You start crying to the Most High God because now you're knowledgeable. Now you understand why you're going through your condition. The Lord said this is only going to happen to those who rebelled against the Most High God. Only to those who rebelled against the Most High God. But who's for the Heavenly Father? The children of Israel. Alright? Read on.
Then they cried unto the Most High in their trouble, and he saved them out of their darkness, out of their distress. Distress is. He brought them out of darkness and the shadow of death, and break their bands in sunder. Oh, that men would praise the Most High for his goodness and for his wonderful works to the children of men.
Gone. So, we good, right? Go.
Verse 16. For he hath broken the gates of brass, and cut the bars of iron in sunder. Fools, because of their transgression,
Gone. Fill water.
and because of their iniquities, are afflicted.
So we're good, right? Okay. I want to say all praise to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know, the Most High God sent forth his prophets, his priests, and his teaching priests, prophets, and teachers to come forth in these last days to make our people knowledgeable and to understand that they are the children of Israel. That is through the signs of the curses, through the signs of the blessings that the Most High God has put upon our people. That's how we know that we perfectly identify with the children of Israel mentioned in the scriptures. Let's go back. Let's read Colossians 3 and 17 one more time, and then we're going to enter into the topic. It won't be a long class, but this is something that's been in my heart for a while to do this class. The reason why is because as the children of Israel, as former so-called black, Hispanics, Native Americans of Indian descent, we had something called slave culture. That's what we had. This is why when you go outside, you see at 2 o'clock in the morning, you see women standing outside prostituting themselves. This is why you see at 5 o'clock in the morning, you see old Jakes, old Negroes outside in the corner street selling drugs and teaching 16, 17-year-old children to do it also. This is all slave culture. You know, even the fact that you got men walking around with their pants below their behind, that goes back to slavery. That's buck breaking right there. That's what they did to the horses, and it was like, you know what, this is so good, let's take it to the people. Let's do it to these slaves. You know, to shame them. Right? So as the children of Israel, we have to do whatever we can, not just to say and scream till you're blue in the face, I'm an Israelite, I'm an Israelite, I'm a patriot to the nation of Israel. No. This takes far more than just words. We already know the Most High doesn't deal with just words. Give me 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 9. You got a precept? Get that precept. We know the Most High God doesn't just deal with words. We know the Messiah doesn't just do with words. He said what? They're with their words they honor me, but their heart is far from me. Read.
The book of Titus, chapter 3 and verse 3.
Come on.
For we ourselves also were sometimes foolish, disobedient, deceived, serving diverse lusts and pleasures, living in malice and envy, hateful and hating one another.
Right.
But after that,
so that's good scripture. This is a perfect view of the whole slave culture that we obtain. Christianity is slave culture. That's what we got from the slave masters. You know? All these things, read that scripture one more time. That's a perfect overview of what the slave culture that we obtain from the so-called white man is. Read on. Read it one more time.
Titus chapter 3 and verse 3.
Come on.
For we ourselves also were sometimes foolish.
What?
Sometimes foolish.
Which is the Christianity church. Because you have to think about it. It's an oxymoron. It's like oxymoron is basically doing the same thing, hoping for another result. You're going to the Christian church, hoping to get close to God. Every week you're going, you're not getting closer to God.
Right.
You're getting further away to the point you're out of there. And you're just saying, I believe in a higher power. I'm spiritual. I don't believe in the Bible. Right? Read.
Disobedient, deceived,
And so it says disobedient. Come on.
deceived,
Deceived. And all our people have been deceived. I've been deceived. The Haitians been deceived over there in Haiti. That's why majority of them are Catholics, man. Right? Come on.
serving diverse lusts and pleasures, living in malice and envy.
So diverse lusts and pleasures. Right? And in malice and in what? What's the last one?
And envy.
In what?
And envy.
And envy. I forgot the name of the artist. He came out a couple years ago. He came out with that song. It was I think Jealousy and Envy. When he was talking about our people, talking about that's the only thing you will find in the hood is jealousy and envy. You know, because we obtained this because when we came out of slavery, our first mission was let's build our nation, or from what we can remember about our people, let's get that and build ourselves our government. It wasn't that. It was people coming out of slave plantations and saying, I need to go find my wife who's been sold to another slave master. And no, that may be the next class we do. Talking about our people when they first came out of slavery. But that's exactly the mission of our people when they first came out of slavery. Let me go find my wife that's been sold to another slave master, and my children that has been sold to another slave master. And our people who are trying to find their family members who got sold to different plantations, and they weren't showing that they were able to find a practical job. That's why a lot of them did sharecropping. That's why a lot of them did sharecropping. When they wasn't able to show that they were able to find a job, the minute they came out of slavery, they got put in prison. They got put in prison, and their debt was taken and been sold to slave plantations. So the majority of the time, a lot of the slaves that would be taken out of these slave plantations, they were just going right back over there to work as a free labor. This is the type of hell that we suffered here in America. So now when we say that we're Israelites and we're Hebrews, brew this, brew that, brew drip, it's all praise to the Most High. But we have to take it in mind, if we're not just changing, not just keeping laws, if we're not just changing completely, like learning your language that's been taken away from you, your culture, the topic of tonight, the Hebrew months, your year. Our people was masters at calculating the years. That's why you look into history with the Incas and the Aztecs and the Mayans, especially with the Mayans. That's why they kept thinking that in 2012 that was going to be the end of the year. That's as far as they calculated their calendar to 2012. Imagine that. From the 1400s over to 2012 today, an accurate calendar. That's mind blowing. But read that.
But after the hateful and hating one another. Verse 4. But after the kindness and love of the Most High, our Savior, toward men appeared, not by works of righteousness.
But that's enough on that. But give me 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 9.
But 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 9. He will keep the feet of his saints, and the wicked shall be silent in darkness. For by strength shall no man prevail.
Oh, Salakia, it's 2 and 3. Salakia.
1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 3. Talk no more exceedingly
What
proudly.
did the Lord say?
Talk no more exceedingly proudly.
What did it say?
Talk no more so exceeding proudly.
So the Most High God says, talk no more so exceedingly proudly. Come on.
Let not arrogancy.
Let not what?
Let not arrogancy.
Let not arrogancy come out. Come on.
Come out of your mouth.
Read.
For the Most High is a power of knowledge.
Of what?
Is a power of knowledge.
Of what?
A power of knowledge.
Read.
And by him, actions are weighed.
And actions are weighed. So when we're saying we're Israelites, we're changed, we're this, that, and the third, are you really changed? Are you really changed? I want to make the focus of the class tonight. I want to make sure to stay on topic. Are you really changed? Are you making yourself knowledgeable? Are you making yourself knowledgeable to the things that are around you right now? The days of the week. Majority of it's all of it is paganism. Mondays, moon worship. Sunday, sun worship. From Tuesday all the way to Friday, that's Norse mythology. It's all pagan worship. And we're going to go into that. You ready for that? All praise to the power. Give me the book of First Romans. Give me Romans chapter 12, verse 1.
Book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 1.
Come on.
I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice.
A what?
A living sacrifice.
Come on.
Holy.
What?
Holy.
What?
Holy.
What?
Holy.
The Most High God said we have to be a living sacrifice and we have to be holy. Read.
Acceptable unto the Most High.
And acceptable to the Most High God. Read.
Which is your reasonable service.
Come on.
And be not conformed to this world.
Be not what?
Be not conformed to this world.
So the Most High God said, be not conformed to this world. What's in this world?
As far as just heathen ways, the other nations. As far as fornication,
Okay.
prostitution,
Con.
use of drugs, adultery.
You got it in the head. But the overall word I want you to use is wickedness. That's what's in this world. It's wickedness. It's evil. You know what I mean? The scripture even tells that truth failed here. That's what's going on. You got that scripture? Give me Isaiah chapter 59 verse 12. That's what the Most High God said. Truth is failing. Because when we see that they're putting in steps to establish what? Pedophile laws. To establish pedophiles. Right? They have all these homosexual laws. You can't even call a man homosexual without you getting some penalty. Especially in the school system. They're establishing all these wicked laws by the institutions. So now when we speak up, and we're speaking about the righteousness of the Most High God, the Most High God is not for homosexuality. The Most High is not for paganism. The Most High is not for fornications. Now we become the wicked. We become the evil one. Give me that. Isaiah chapter 59 verse 12. Come.
Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 12.
Read.
For our transgressions are multiplied before thee, and our sins testify against us. For our transgressions are with us, and as for our iniquities, we know them.
No, that's not it. But get your precept. Let me find it.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 16.
Read.
Thus, in process of time, an ungodly custom grown strong was kept as a law.
Read that one more time.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 16. Thus, in process of time, an ungodly custom grown strong was kept as a law.
Read. Come on.
And graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings.
Come on. Graven images were worshipped by the commandment of kings. And we're gonna actually go back on that scripture, hold that jewel, because we're gonna go back to it when we're touching these months. Mass majority of these months are all paganism. Yeah, all named after pagan gods. Majority of them. And like I said before, even with the days of the week, right? Majority of them will touch either majority of them will touch North mythology, or will touch the Roman Empire gods, because those are like the pinnacle of Edomite empires. That's why even when you come across white supremacists, they'll usually be talking about what? Hitler and Nazis, or they're going to be talking about North mythology. That's why you're going to see them with, right, Norse mythology. With the little Thor's hammer. That's pagan, man. That's an abomination. Read that scripture I want. Get Isaiah chapter 59, verse 15. That's what I wanted.
The book of Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 15. Yea, truth faileth.
What did Most High say?
Truth faileth.
Read it one time.
Truth faileth.
That's what he said. Truth is failing. Come on.
And he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey.
So this is what's going to happen to us. That's why Isaiah was making it very clear to us. Truth is failing. Because you have to think about all the congregations out here that are teaching, and all the congregations that are teaching our people to repent and keep the commandments of Heavenly Father, teaching our people to come back to their cultures, come back to their law and heritage, teaching them the Hebrew, teaching them the Hebrew months, teaching them all these things. We're nothing compared to the numerous amount of Black and Hispanic Native Americans that are filling that Sunday Christian church. This is what he means by truth is failing. Not that we're failing, we're winning. This place is falling apart. We're going to be shining like the firmament in heaven. But when it says truth is failing, it means we're in a small amount. The minority. There you go. We're in the minority. That's what it basically is. But read it one more time.
Yea, truth faileth.
Come on.
And he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey.
He maketh himself a prey. And before he continued, that's what, adding on to that point, that's why when Elijah, when he was running away from Jezebel, he was hiding in the mountain, he told the Most High, yo, Most High, man, I'm jealous of you. I'm jealous of you. The reason why I'm jealous of you is because I'm the only one. He felt like, it was so bad in Israel, he felt like he was the only person serving the Most High at the time. But even the Most High, to correct him, is like 7,000 have not bowed down the knee to Baal. But even the fact that the Most High used 7,000. But go ahead.
And the Most High saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment.
There was no what?
That there was no judgment.
No proper judgments going out. Come on.
Verse 16. And he saw that there was no man, and wondered that there was no intercessor. Therefore, his arm brought salvation unto him, and his righteousness, it sustained him. For he put on righteousness as a breastplate.
And that's what we have to do. We have to put righteousness on like a breastplate. We have to put these law, statute, and commandments back on. We have to put our heritage and our culture back on. All this thing has been taken away from us. When you read a book, I don't know if you ever read a book, probably the letter of Willie Lynch. You ever read that? If you read the letter of Willie Lynch, when you read it, it talks about how one of their master plans is taking away our people's language, their culture, and anything that will tie them back to their roots. Anything that involves what? Our understanding. That's why they banned us from reading, writing, anything doing education, because they don't want us educating ourselves. But that's why when we come here, we don't call ourselves a church. We don't call this a church. We call it what? 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 He called it a school. There you go. He's in the spirit. Same Wi-Fi. So that's why we call it a school, because we're educating our people, man. So we're going into the topic. But give me Colossians chapter 3, verse 10. Because these are all reasons why I came to the conclusion. I was sitting down one day, I was thinking to myself, man, whenever we talk about our culture, when it comes to like the months, we never really dive in and talk about it. You know, when I look around, I talk to different brothers, I look around, I talk to other brothers in different congregations. It's something that we don't really touch. And the reason why we don't really touch it is because when it comes to the first month, that's a requirement of knowing that month, because there's a high holy day of the first month of the year, and that's the Passover, right? So there's a requirement of us constantly knowing what that first month is, so we can observe when it comes in, so we can properly keep the Passover. But when it comes to the other months, some of the other months deal with agriculture, different things that's going on in the land, different situations that happen in different periodic periods of time, the annuals of time, right? Give me that. Give me what verse I asked for?
Colossians chapter 3, verse 10.
Read.
And have put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge, after the image of him that created him, where there is neither...
Read that one more time. 3 and 10.
Colossians chapter 3, verse 10. And have put on the new man.
Put on the new man, come on.
Which is renewed in knowledge.
Not James from the block. Not James on the block that's about to keep Easter. Mm-hmm. Not Tyrone. He about to go to Sunday church on Sunday. Or the crispiest soup.
Right.
You're not Tyrone no more. I forgot what movie that was. I forgot that brother. He was in the movie Paid in Full. He was like, brother, he was like, Negro, you're not Tyrone from the block, man. Get off the block. Read that.
Colossians chapter 3 and verse 10. And have put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge.
Renewed in knowledge. It's time for you to know some things. It's time for you to know some things about yourself. That's what you have to know. Come on.
After the image of him that created him.
After the image of him who created us, and that's the Most High. Because I'm gonna tell you something. When the Most High created everything on this earth, guess what? He gave all knowledge to the children of Israel. That's why when he looks at these heathens, he said the things that they do is vanity. That's why, like I said, these days and months, they're all named by pagan gods. Sticks and stones, things that can't do nothing for nobody. That's why he said he looks at the knowledge of them. They get together, they're just nothing to him. But when it comes to us, we've been actually given something by an actual power that's actually living. Give me the book of you finished that?
Tom.
Okay, give me the book of Baruch chapter 3 verse 35. Actually, give me Romans 12 and 1 more time, but read it in the NOT if you have your phone on you. If you have the blue letter. Or I got it for you right here. Get Romans 12 and 12 and 1 and 2. There you go. Read that. I saw that studying earlier on. I was like, that's powerful. Read that.
The book of Romans chapter 12 and verse 2 in the NLT.
Mm-hmm.
Don't copy the behavior and customs of this world.
What did it say?
Don't copy the behavior and customs of this world.
So we cannot copy the customs and the behavior of this world. What the brother just read was Romans 12 and 2, but in the New Living Translation. Read it one more time.
The book of Romans chapter 12 verse 2.
Come on.
Don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let Yahweh transform you into a new person.
A new person. Come on.
By changing the way you think.
By what?
By changing the way you think.
By changing the way you think. It's about to be April. No, it's not. It's you entering into the month of Abib. It's about to be May. No, you're not. You entering into the month of Ziph. That's what you entering. The month of Zah. That's what you entering into. We have to change the way we're thinking, man. This is the reason why we're still here in this captivity. We have to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments and come back to our culture. That's why it always pains me and angers me whenever I hear brothers say, I don't see a point of us knowing the history. I don't see a point of us knowing the Hebrew, learning the Hebrew language. It's too hard. That's ridiculous. Historians have said that the Hebrew language, the Lashon Kodash, is the easiest language to know. Why don't you go talk to the Dravidians, the descendants of the Persians, and go see their language and see how easy it is to learn theirs. Or about the Egyptians. How many different letters they have for one word. Go check that out. But when they saw our Hebrew language, they said it was so easy to learn. How easy is that? Put a connector. There you go.
Right.
Know the meaning. Read that. Give me Colossians 3 and not Colossians 3 and 10. Give me Micah chapter 2 verse 10. There you go. Yeah, man, we have to get our act together. You know, we have to come back to our culture.
I want to finish this.
There's more on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, finish that.
It says, then you will learn to know the Most High's will for you.
So it all begins with changing the way you think, and then you'll be able to understand the will of the Most High God. Right? Come on.
Which is good and pleasing and perfect.
And what?
And perfect.
And good and pleasing and perfect. What's better than that? Read on.
The book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 10.
Read.
Arise ye.
What?
Arise ye.
Arise ye, come on.
And depart.
And do what?
And depart.
And depart, come on.
For this is not your rest.
For this is not your rest. America is not your rest. The things pertaining to America is not for you to rest your spirit upon. Don't meditate the things upon here in America. We need to get out of here in America spiritually and upon the will of the Heavenly Father, One day we're going to get out of here physically. Thus saith the Most High God, thus say these holy scriptures. Read that one more time.
Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest.
Come on.
Because it is polluted.
It is what?
It is polluted.
It's polluted. Come on.
It shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction.
It's going to destroy you even with a sword destruction. See, this is the reason why we do translation comparative study. We see the different translations, we study. That's what we do to get the complete and full understanding of the scriptures. Give me the book of Micah. Give me the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 10, but read it in the Hebrew. Read it in the Hebrew translation. Here. Right there.
The Micah.
Oh wait, I didn't get to put it on. There you go. Read that.
This is the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 10.
Come on.
In the Hebrew HNV.
Come on.
Arise and depart, for this is not your resting place.
Come on.
Because of uncleanness
Come on.
that destroys, even with a grievous destruction.
And that's what this place is. It's a grievous destruction, man. That's why we have to get out of America. That's why everything we see here in America, all these things, they don't origin here from the so-called white man. They take a lot of these things from the pagan, destructive Babylonians and Egyptians. They love Egyptology and the artifacts of the Babylonians and their pagan idolatry. A lot of the stuff was carried on through the Catholic Church when the British and the Spaniards and the Portuguese first came over here in the 1500s, man. They took a lot of these things and brought them over here. Read that one more time.
The book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 10, in the HNV.
Come on.
Arise and depart, for this is not your resting place.
This is not our resting place. Read.
Because of uncleanness that destroys, even with a grievous destruction.
Even with a grievous destruction. Give me the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6, man. Let's talk about us.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6.
Come on.
For thou art an holy people unto the Most High thy power.
Read.
The Most High thy power hath chosen thee.
What did he do?
The Most High thy power hath chosen thee.
He chose us. Read.
To be a special people unto himself.
To be a what?
To be a special people unto himself.
He chose us to be a special people unto himself. That's what the Most High God did, man. That's why we're able to observe our Hebrew language, our cultures, our laws. It supersedes all the nations and all the other nations that are around us. The Edomites, the Moabites, the Amorites, we supersede all of them. Especially during the time when we were still in the Levant area. Read that one more time.
For thou art an holy people unto the Most High thy power.
Come on.
The Most High thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Read.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
He made us above all the people on the face of the earth. This is why when the Most High spoke to Abraham, he said what? He said, blessed are thee that bless thee, and cursed are those who curse thee. You know what I mean? So that when we become head of all these other nations on this earth, when it's quite evident, beyond a doubt, when we're above all these other nations in the kingdom of heaven, guess what? We're going to be a light unto them. They're going to see that's the perfection of beauty right there. Those right there, those people right there, they're the perfection of beauty. We don't have to look at it any other type of way. We don't have to see what some civilization 2,000 years ago, what they were doing and how they were thinking, how they were calculating the times and calendars. No, they got it down. They got the doctrine. The children of Israel, we got it down. Read.
The Most High did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because you were more in number than any people. For you were the fewest of all people. But because the Most High loved you, and because he would keep the And because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, hath the Most High brought you out with a mighty hand?
Come on, that's good. So even when we look at that word, separate, that the Most High made us special and he separated us. You can close it if you want, and then open it back up. The Most High made us separate. That's the word we have to look at, separate. That word separate in the Hebrew language is badal. Badal means to sever, sever, divide, and make distinct from everything else. And that's what we are. When we look at the calendar today, when we see these 12 months, the Gregorian calendar that we have today, that we get from the Romans, they did not originally have 12 months. No, they didn't. They had 10 months. That's what they had. They didn't even have 7 days in a week. They had 9 to 10 days in a week. That's what they had. They didn't originally have this. And I'm going to show you, according to the scriptures, where do we even get the 12 months from? How do we know we have 12 months in a year? Right? But let's get to it. Give me the book of 1 Chronicles chapter 27 verse 1.
The book of 1 Chronicles chapter 27 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Now the children of Israel, after their number, to wit, the chief fathers and captains of thousands and hundreds, and their officers that served the king in any matter of the courses,
right,
which came in and went out month by month throughout all the months.
Wait, read that one more time. Of the courses which came in and went out month by month, right? Mm-hmm. Throughout all the months of the year of every course were 24,000. He said month by month. When David was establishing the government, the army, when he got reestablished on the throne, and he was establishing the army, it tells us that he established what's the term for it? Captain of a host. He established a captain of a host to be in charge of the army for a month, because there will be 12 captain of hosts, and one captain of hosts will be in charge of the government and the army over every month. Read verse 1 again.
Verse 1.
Yeah.
Now the children of Israel, after their number, to wit, the chief fathers and captains of thousands and hundreds, and their officers that served the king in any matter of the courses, which came in and went out month by month, throughout all the months.
They went in by month. Come on.
Throughout all the months of the year, of every course were 24,000.
Read.
Over the first course for the first month was Joshabin.
Who was it?
Joshabin.
So this captain of hosts right here, he was in charge of the army for the first month, which is the month of Abib, right? Come on.
The son of Zabdiel.
Right.
And in his course were 24,000. Of the children of Perez was the chief of all the captains of the host for the first month. And over the course of the second month was Dodai in Ahohite. And of his course was Mikloth as the ruler. In his course likewise were 24,000.
So now in the second month, in the month of Ziph, he's now has charge of the army during this time, right? Oh yeah, Con, I actually had it, but Con, you can show that. It's popped up on the screen. Oh yeah, Con. So these are the 10 months that the Romans had. They didn't originally have They didn't originally have 12 months. The 2 months that was added on was January, Februarius, and Januarius, right? Read that. We're gonna get back to this, but you can leave it up there if you want.
Verse 5. The third captain of the host for the third month was Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, a chief priest.
Here, jump down to verse 15.
Verse 15.
Come on.
The 12th captain for the 12th month was Heldai, the Netophathite of Othniel, and in his course were 24,000. Furthermore, over the tribes of Israel, the ruler of the Reubenites was Eleazar.
What month did it stop at, brother? Did it show us a 13th month? No, it didn't. So how many months do we have?
12 months.
We have 12 months. How do we know we have 12 months? Huh? It's in the book. But how we know it by 1 Chronicles 27 and 1. Where David was establishing the army, he put a captain of hosts to be in charge over the army for 1 month. That's how we know we have 12 months. Go on. Give me the book of Actually, read that verse 15 one more time.
First Chronicles chapter 27 and verse 15.
And then get Exodus 13 and 4.
The 12th captain for the 12th month was Heldai,
Read. Come on.
the Netophathite of Othniel, and in his course were 24,000.
And that's how we know we have 12 months. Now we're going to read a little bit about the month of Abib. Give me the book of Exodus chapter 13, verse 4. And then read this right here. Read this definition right here.
The book of Exodus chapter 13 and verse 4.
Come on.
This day came ye out in the month of Abib,
Come on.
and it shall be when the Most High shall bring thee unto the land of the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Hivites, and the
Salakia.
Jebusites.
Read it one more time for me. Salakia.
The book of Exodus chapter 13 and verse 4.
Come on.
This day came ye out of the month of Abib.
So this was the day we came out. We came out on the month of Abib. This is our first month for the children of Israel. Read.
And it shall be when the Most High shall bring thee unto the land of the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, which he sware unto thy fathers to give thee, a land flowing with milk and honey, that thou shalt keep his service in this month. 7 days.
Come on, that's it. So this is the first month of our Hebrew year. When we first came out of Egypt, that was the month that the Most High took us out. The month of Abib, right? Give me the book of 1 Kings chapter 6, verse 1. But before you read that, get this for the month of Abib. Read that for me.
The month of Abib in the Zondervan Compact in the Bible Dictionary. Abib, it means sprouting. The first month of the Hebrew sacred year and the 7th month of the civil year.
Mm-hmm.
It was so called because grain, especially barley, was then in ear. After the Babylonian captivity, it was called Nisan. It corresponded nearly with our April.
Right. So this is the month of Abib. This is when we know when it comes in. It's late March, early April. This is when the month of Abib comes in. The reason why we know this, we observe the farmer's alemic. The farmer's alemic. It's basically the study of when the plants are growing in and stuff like that. It's what the farmers use to study when the plants are coming in and what season they're supposed to be coming in and coming out, basically. Wow. We study the ones that are in Israel so we can study when the barley is actually coming in. Come.
Would that be this one, like the new year?
Yeah. The month of Abib is the new year. Yeah. Read that for me.
The book of 1 Kings chapter 6 and verse 1. And it came to pass in the 480th year after the children of Israel were come out of the land of Egypt, in the 4th year of Solomon's reign over Israel, in the month Ziph.
So before we go continuing with the month of Ziph, I want to say, so now when it comes to here in America, right? What do we think of when we're in the month of December? What are we waiting for in the month of January for? Think about it. Think about what I'm saying. If we're in November, right? And we're living in a world where we're just Negroes, we're Tyrone, you're Darius, right? And we're in the month of November. What would we be waiting for in December to happen? Think about it. What would everybody be waiting for?
Christmas.
Think about it. What?
Christmas.
Say it one time.
Christmas.
There you go, Christmas. So now if we're in December, what would we be waiting for in January? What? There you go, New Year's. That's what we'll be waiting for, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is not our New Year's. Now, when we look at the month of Abib, us as Israelites, what can we now what can we now wait for Abib for? When Abib is coming, what can we now think of? Think about it. Spring, right? Yes, spring, but what else?
New Year.
For us, pertaining to us as children of Israel.
Pesach.
What else?
Feast of unleavened bread.
Think about it. What else?
Feast of unleavened bread.
Feast of unleavened bread, right? What? Think about it.
New plants from Mario.
You out there, so it's front of your face.
What, the New Year?
Life, but getting close. But what is it?
What, the New Year?
Huh?
New Year?
The New Year. Of who?
Of the earth? I don't know.
Read Exodus 13:4. Y'all got it. It's right there in front of your face. You got it. If you don't want me to give you the answer, I'll give you the answer. You want the answer? That's what we're here for. I'll give you the
I'm
answer.
gonna keep that lifeline.
Get Exodus chapter 13, verse 4 again.
Exodus chapter 12 and 34
Come on.
and 13.
13 verse 4.
Con.
Exodus chapter 13 and verse 4. This day came ye out of the month of Abib.
So, if we're in the 12th month, I'm not even going to say the name of it yet. But we're in the 12th month, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're waiting for Abib. We can get excited and think about, okay, the month of Abib is coming in, right? We're going to be excited because what's happening in Abib? What happened in Abib?
Mosai killed all the firstborn.
He killed the firstborns.
The Exodus out of Egypt.
Exodus out of... There you go. Give the brother a hand. I'll praise to the Most High. I'll wait for it. I'll praise to the Most High. Kawakan. That's what I was waiting for. So now when we're in the 12th month, stop thinking of December and stop thinking about the New Year's that's about to happen. Think about when your people came out of Egypt, man. Think about that. Let it dwell with you. And then now you're going to start feeling, yeah, man. When everyone else is thinking about New Year's, when everyone else is thinking about April Fool's Day, when you're the fool, because you think that's the spring, when that's really the new year coming in, you're thinking about when your people was being led out of Egypt by the Most High God, Yahweh. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want you to think about. Read that. Give me the book of 1 Kings chapter 6 verse 1.
For the 1 Kings chapter 6 and verse 1.
Because keep it in mind. Romans 12 and 1 and 2, right? It says that we have to what? Change the way that
We are thinking.
There you go. We have to change the way we're thinking. To be transformed, to be renewed, we have to change the way we're thinking. Come on.
1 Kings chapter 6 and verse 1.
Read.
And it came to pass in the 480th year after the children of Israel were come out of the land of Egypt, in the 4th year of Solomon's reign over Israel, in the month Ziph.
The month of what?
Ziph.
The month of Ziph. Actually, this is one of my favorites. The month of Ziph. Right? Read.
Which is the second month.
What is it?
The second month.
The second month. So now when the month of Abib, we all think of Abib because what? We know in the month of Abib is Passover. All right? After Passover, it's what?
Feast of unleavened bread.
Feast of unleavened bread. High holy day Passover, and now we got a feast day, Feast of unleavened bread, right? But now, as Israelites, as changing the way you think, the month that's coming after, it's the month of Ziph, the month of Zah, the month of brightness, the month of splendor. And you can relate it, you can be excited, you can teach your children, you can teach your brothers and your sisters. This is the month that King Solomon, the son of David, the Bandawad, Malak Shalamah, he started the construction of the holy temple, man. This is what you can start teaching your children. Read that one more time.
1 Kings chapter 6 and verse 1. And it came to pass in the 480th year after the children of Israel were come out of the land of Egypt, in the 4th year of Solomon's reign over Israel.
Right?
In the month Ziph.
The month of what?
Month Ziph.
The month of Ziph. Come on.
Which is the second month that he began to build the house of the Most High.
So this is the second month, and this is the month that he started building the temple of the Most High God. This is what I want you to dwell within. This is what I want you to think of. Change the way you think. Stop thinking about these pagan adulteries that come in. Unless you're thinking about more ways to destroy and dismantle the wickedness of this place, Easter, St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day. I don't want you to think about these things. The Most High God said, I want you to be wise to do good and simple to do evil, man. What's good is your culture. What's good is your heritage. What's good is the law. So think upon those things. Don't think about these wicked adulteries, man. Because I'm telling you something. For a lot of us, we spent 15, 20 years being a Negro. It's time to be an Israelite, man. It's time to be an Israelite and not to look back. Right? Read.
1 Kings chapter 6 and verse 2. And the house which King Solomon built for the Most High, the length thereof was 80 cubits, and the breadth thereof 20 cubits, and the height thereof 30 cubits. And the porch before the temple of the house, 20 cubits was the length thereof.
Here, give me First Kings. Give me Esther chapter 8 verse 9. Now we enter into the third month of the year, man.
The book of Esther, chapter 8 and verse 9.
Right.
Then were the king's scribes called at the time in the third month, that is the month Sivan, on the 23rd day thereof, and it was written according to all that Mordecai commanded unto the Jews, and to the lieutenants and the deputies and rulers of the provinces which are from India unto Ethiopia, 127 provinces, unto every province according to the writing thereof, and unto every people after their language, and to the Jews according to their writing and according to their language.
So we're going to take a pause. We're going to take a pause for this cause, right? Okay. So the first month of our Hebrew year, it begins when? Because it's 12 months. I want Israel to be paying attention. I want Israel to keep up what's going on. The first month of the Hebrew year begins when? At what time? What season? What months do we call here in Babylon?
Spring.
Spring. But what months? Between what period?
March, April.
What?
March and April.
Con, you close. Late March, early April. Between those two periods, that's when we're having a month of Abib, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we continue on, what do we have next? What's the second name of the second month?
Is it?
Ziph, Khan, the month of Zah, the brightness and the splendor of this month, right? And it's called what? When did this come in? Think about it. Think about the month of Bib. It comes late March, early April. Early April. So Ziph is coming in when? It's all in order. It's in ecclesiastical order.
Okay. Fine.
So what is it?
So late March, early April.
So
then
it's-
early or late,
You almost got it.
late and early the next month.
Try to play a game. Go ahead, brother.
Is it late April, early May?
Give the brother a hand. Give the brother a hand, man. All praise to the Most High. I appreciate it when the brothers. All praise to the Most High. I appreciate the brothers. They staying in the spirit, man. Khan. So Abib is coming in what? Late March, early April. So Ziph is coming in when? Late April, early May. There you go. Come on. Give me the book of Esther 8 and 9 and read it one more time for me.
Look at Esther chapter 8 and verse 9. Then were the king's scribes called at that time in the third month, that is, the month Sivan, on the 23rd day thereof, and it was written according to all that Mordecai commanded unto the Jews, and to the lieutenants and the deputies and rulers of the provinces.
So this is the month of Sivan, right? But we pronounce Sa-Yawan, right? This is the month when our people was in the Persian captivity under the ruler Darius, right? Read on.
And the deputies and rulers of the provinces which are from India unto Ethiopia, 127 provinces, unto every province according to the writing thereof, and unto every people after their language, and to the Jews according to their writing, and according to their language. Verse 10.
Here, let's get to the point. Khan, that's the third month. Let's go to the next month. Next month, give me Jeremiah chapter 39, verse 1 and 2. It's going to be tricky for you. Okay.
Look at Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 2.
39 verses 1.
Khan.
Oh, so wow.
The book of Jeremiah chapter 39, verses 1 to 2.
Look at Jeremiah chapter 39 verse 1. In the 9th year of Zedekiah, king of Judah, in the 10th month, came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and all his army against Jerusalem, and they besieged it.
Read it one more time.
In the 9th year of Zedekiah, king of Judah, in the 10th month, came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and all his army against Jerusalem, and they besieged it. Verse 2. And in the 11th year of Zedekiah, in the 4th month, the 9th day of the month, the city was broken up, And all the princes of the king of Babylon came in, and sat in the middle gate, even Nergal-Sharezer, Samgar, Nebo, Sarsekim, Rab Sarsin, Nergal-Sharezer, Rab Mab, with all the
Wait, hold on.
residue of the princes of the king of Babylon.
Hold on 1 second. Yeah, check what Jeremiah 38:1 says. See that for me.
It says, Sephatim, son of Matan, Gedaliah,
What does it say?
the lineage, the son, Shephatiah the son of Mattah, and Gedaliah the son of Pashur, goes forth. I'm not seeing anything on that one.
Yeah, we're gonna come back to this. There's something I wanted to pull out on this, but I forgot it. Give me the book of 1 Chronicles chapter 27 verse 7.
First Chronicles chapter 27 and verse 7.
Right.
The fourth captain for the 4th month
So this is the 4th month. Come on.
was Asahel, the brother of Joab, and Zebadiah, his son after him, and his course were 20,000. The 5th captain for the 5th month was Shamhuth, the Israelite, and in his course were 20,000. The 6th captain for the 6th month was Ira, the son of Ikesh, the Tekoite, and in his course were 20,000. The 7th captain for the 7th month was Helez, the Pelonite, of the children of Ephraim, and in his course were 24,000. Verse 11. The 8th captain for the 8th month.
I was looking at verse 1. It was verse 2 I wanted. Go back to Jeremiah chapter 39 verse 2.
Look at Jeremiah.
I thought it was 39 for a second. It was 38 for a second, but it was 39. Yeah, it was 39. We're going to go back to the 4th month. Read that for me.
Look at Jeremiah chapter 39 and verse 2. And in the 11th year of Zedekiah, in the 4th month, the 9th day of the month, the city was broken up.
Here, read verse 1 one more time.
Verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
In the 9th year of Zedekiah, king of Judah, in the 10th month.
So this is the 9th year of Zedekiah, king of Israel, right? King of the kingdom of Judah, right? Read on.
Came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon.
So he did it in the 10th month. The 10th month was Tebeth, right? Read. Tabath. Read.
And all his army against Jerusalem, and they besieged it. Verse 2. And in the 11th year.
So he did it in the 9th year. So now in verse 2 it's telling us in the 11th year. So how long was that he besieged Israel? He said, read verse 1 more time.
Verse 1. In the 9th year of Zedekiah, king of Judah,
right?
In the 10th month came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon.
Come on.
And all his
So he
army.
did it in the 10th month of Israel's calendar, right? That's the Tabath, the Hebrew month Tabath, right? Come on.
And all his army against Jerusalem, and they besieged it.
Read.
And in the 11th year.
In the 11th year, come on.
Of Zedekiah.
Of Zedekiah, come on.
In the 4th month.
In the 4th month, come on.
The 9th day of the month.
And what happened? Read.
The city was broken up.
The city was what?
Was broken up.
The city was broken up. So, how long did it take for him to break down the city?
2 years.
What did he do?
2 years.
Use the mic.
2 years.
2 years. He came in the 9th year. He came in the rulership of Zedekiah, and he finally broke down the city in the 11th year. So 2 years later, on the what? The 4th month, that's when he did it. You understand? 3.
Verse 3. And all the princes of the king of Babylon came in, and sat in the middle gate, even Nergal-Sharezer, Samgar Nebo, Sarsekim,
Here.
Rab Saris.
I got something to say real quick. I have something to say about the fourth month. So when it comes to the name of the fourth month, when you go into history about the fourth month, some scholars would say that the fourth month was named after Tammuz. It's called Tammuz, right? That's not correct. They called it Tammuz. Give me the book of Ezekiel. I think it's Ezekiel chapter 4. Because when we went into the Babylon captivity, a lot of things changed. Our own Hebrew language, the vowel systems of the Aramaic speaking Babylonians, a lot of the vowel systems we adopted. Certain names were changed. You got Joshua, then you got his name sounding like Joshua. You got a lot of things changing. Even by the time in the time period of the Messiah while he was living, now you have a lingua franca that's being used at that time was Aramaic because of the Babylonians that conquered the Levant area at that time. That became a common language that was being used. This is the reason why you see the name, the first month of our year, Abib, it's now being called the month of Nisan. And now I'm gonna give you that scripture. Hold on one second before I say this testimony. It's funny testimony. I think it was Ezekiel 8 and 14.
Book of Ezekiel, chapter 8 and verse 14.
Right.
Then he brought me to the door of the gate of the Most High's house, which was toward the north. And behold, there sat women weeping for Tammuz.
For who?
For Tammuz.
Tammuz. Tammuz is a pagan idol of the Babylonians. He's supposed to be in their mythology. He's supposed to be the son of Nimrod. He's supposed to be the son of Nimrod. Nimrod died. His spirit was put into a tree. He became the son of God, right? He became God, right? And then his son died because he got murdered by some boar, right? So supposedly his spirit got caught up to his father, and he became the son of God. That's all pagan abominations. That's why the Most High God said he created these people like natural brute beasts. These people are full of vanities and lies, right? But now when you see this word, read that verse one more time.
Ezekiel chapter 8 verse 13. He said unto me, verse 14.
Right.
Then he brought me to the door of the gate of the Most High's house, which was toward the north. And behold, there sat women weeping for Tammuz.
They were weeping for who?
For Tammuz.
So scholars will say that this month that they were doing it was the fourth month that was happening, right? Come on.
Verse 15. Then said he unto me.
Not the fourth month. I meant No, it was the fourth month. Both of them. Yeah.
Then he said unto me,
come on.
Hast thou seen this, O son of man? Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations than these.
So there's great abominations. When our people was in the Babylon captivity, a lot of our people started adopting a lot of customs and idolatries from these people. So that's one thing our people was doing in that month. There was worshiping that pagan god Tammuz. So that's why that month was being called after his name. That's why the Most High was being angry. He was telling Ezekiel, "You see this wickedness? See this evil that they're doing? Right? Read this part right here. Let's see. This is the quantify and sanctify what I'm saying. Because in this Bible dictionary, you have the Hebrew months that's being listed in 1 year, but you have in the fourth year is being listed what? Read the list from the beginning.
So we got the Hebrew months in 1 year.
Right?
The first month, Abib or Nisan.
So it's Abib, our language, right? Nisan, we adopted through the Aramaic, right?
The second month, Ziph or Ziv.
Yeah.
The third month, Sivan.
Right?
The fourth month, Tammuz.
What did they say?
Tammuz.
What did they put in the fourth month?
Tammuz.
Tammuz. That's what they put in the fourth month because this became a common practice that our people was doing in that month. But that is not the name that we gave it. When we go into the scriptures, the only time we see the month, any terminology being applied for that fourth month, it's just being called the fourth month. That's it. The fourth month. You got the month of Abib, got the month of Ziph, got the month of Sivan, and then you got the fourth month. That's it. You don't see no terminology. You don't see no terminology being applied to that month beside that. Because majority, when we did these things, when we gave these names for these months, because look at the first name. Looking at the meaning for the first name of the first month. It's the ears of barley, or the barley, right? It's because something was going on in that month. The barley is coming in. Ziph, brightness. It's being called brightness. It's signifying splendor because flowers are blooming in this time. Remember, this is still the springtime during this period. This is actually Ziph is the highest point of springtime. That's why it's being called the brightness. Right? Read. So they did all of these things based on agriculture and the things that was going on in Israel and things that was going on during the annals of time. That's why they gave these names. So when we look at the 4th month, we don't see a name being applied to it besides just the 4th month. That's it. That's why we don't see no names for the days of the week. We didn't name the days of the week. We didn't give no special names for these days. It's just the 1st day, 2nd day, 3rd day, 4th day, 5th day, 6th day, 7th day. That's it. So. But when we look at that's all we found for the 4th month. But go down to the 5th month now.
The 5th month is Ab. And going back to
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and you know that thing in Jeremiah, that's what I wanted that for the first one, the first part. You know what? Never mind. Give me the book of 1 Kings. Yeah, actually read that part right there. Read that list one more time. Read it from the beginning all the way to Ab.
the 1st month,
Yeah.
Abib or Nisan. 2nd month, Ziph or Ziv. The 3rd month, Sivan. The 4th month, Tammuz, or we go by the 4th month. The 5th month, Ab.
Ab. All right, Ab. So when we look at the history, the term that was being applied there is Abba Manakam. Manakam. Abba Manakam, which means Father comforts. The reason why the Father is comforting us during that month, because that was the month when the Babylonians finally took us down, right? And finally led us into captivity. Most High was comforting us. That's the reason why people apply that term to that month. That's what was going on. So give me the book of Nehemiah 6 and 15. And then we may touch something back on number 5.
Look at Nehemiah, chapter 6 and verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
So the wall was finished in the 12th and the 20th and 5th day of the month, Elul, in 50 days. And it came to pass that when all our enemies heard thereof, and all the heathen that were about us saw these things, they were much cast down in their own eyes, for they perceived that this work was wrought of our power.
Read that one more time. Read from 15. What does 14 say?
Book of
Tobiah, my power, think thou upon Tobiah.
Okay, just read from 15 then. Yeah.
Nehemiah chapter 7 verse 15. So the wall was finished in the 25th day of the month Elul, in 52 days.
That'd be the 6th month.
Say it one more time.
That's the 6th month.
Yeah, that's the 6th month. But we're gonna go back to 5th month. But finish that though. Read 15.
In Nehemiah chapter 7 and verse 15. Chapter 6 and verse 15. So the wall was finished in the 20th and the 25th day of the month Elul.
Here, we're gonna touch Abba Manakam. I was trying to find the specific verse that I was looking for, but now I found it. Give me Jeremiah 1 and 3. That's what I was looking for. Now I'm gonna touch this one point for the 5th month, which is Abba Manakam, which means Father comforts. The Father comforts. Read that. Jeremiah 1 and 3.
Book of Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 3. It came also in the days of Jehoiakim, the son of Joshua, king of Judah.
Josiah.
Unto the son of Josiah, king of Judah, unto the end of the 11th year of Zedekiah, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, unto the carrying away of Jerusalem captive in the 5th month.
In the what?
In the 5th month.
In the who?
in the 5th month.
So it was in the 5th month that this happened for our people. When we got carried away finally, it was in the 5th month. So now when we come into the 5th month, into the month of Abba, we have to think to ourselves, this is the month that our people, there was prior, beside the siege of 74 AD, where our people were being led away by the Romans, there's no greater destruction than that one. When the Babylonians finally tear down our walls and destroyed our temple, this is the thing we should be thinking about. You know, this is the whole point why on the Most High side He made us separate. He distinguished us from everyone else, separated us. All right. Now we're gonna get back to Elu. Give me the book of Nehemiah 6 and 15. I can read that.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 6 and verse 15.
Come on.
So the wall was finished in the 25th day of the month Elul,
Read.
in 52 days.
Come on.
And it came to pass that when all our enemies heard thereof, and
So
all,
what month did it happen in?
the 5th day of the month. So let me go back.
Mm-hmm. Salakia, read that.
Nehemiah chapter 6 verse 15.
Come on.
So the wall was finished in the 25th day of the month Elul,
Right.
in 52 days, and it came to pass that
So
when
this was the month of Elul. This is the 6th month of the Hebrew year. Alawal. This is the month that our people finally finished the building of the wall. If we was in Israel right now and we was in our kingdom, we'll be celebrating in this month because it took a long time for us to finally have that wall built. That temple established, everything. It took a long time for that to be done. We were constantly being tormented by the heathen. If you read the book of Ezra and Nehemiah, then you'll understand. Our people were being tormented by the heathens. Institutions and laws were being established so we wouldn't fulfill the commandment the Most High was giving us to build this second temple. So think upon these things, man. Read. We're gonna brush through a couple of these months.
verse 16.
All right?
And it came to pass.
No, that's it. Give me the book of 1 Kings chapter 8 verse 2. We're gonna get through these months, and then we're gonna do a small review of the names of the month in order, and then we'll close it out with that.
The book of 1 Kings chapter 8 and verse 2. And all the men of Israel assembled themselves unto King Solomon at the feast in the month Ethanim.
What is it? What month was it?
The month Ethanim,
Come on.
which is the 7th month.
The 7th month. So this is when our people was gathering to Solomon, right? In the 7th month, Ethanim, right? It's Nayan, right? Give me the book of 1 Kings chapter 6 verse 38. We're going to get to the next month in Israel.
The book of 1 Kings chapter 6 and verse 38. And in the
Oh yeah, that's one thing I want to say. For the 6th month, the month of Elul or Alawal, the month literally means nothingness. You see what I'm saying? Well, how are people choose the names? Nothingness. That's why I'm trying to get some context when it comes to the 4th month. People may not understand. Okay, well, how is it possible the 4th month doesn't have a name? It's not that hard. When you go on to the meanings of these other months, you'll be able to see that some of them are playing between. They're based off things that was going on at the time, and other things based off our culture. But this one just tells us it's called nothingness. Read on.
1 Kings chapter 6 and verse 38.
Mm-hmm.
And in the 11th year, in the month Bo, which is the 8th month.
Is the what?
The 8th month.
The 8th month. Come on.
Was the house finished throughout all the parts thereof. And
What was finished?
the house finished throughout all the parts thereof.
Come on.
And according to all the fashion of it, so was he 7 years in building it.
So this was when the house was finally finished, right? What is this talking about? What house is this? The Faniala?
The temple of the Most High.
Give the brother a hand. I'll praise the Most High. I was surprised he got that. You know what? I shouldn't be surprised. This is Benjamin. Benjamin's a full of wisdom. So, it was in the 8th month, right? The 8th month of Bul or Bawal. This is when the temple was finally finished. Who still remembers when the temple was first constructed? What month?
The second one.
All praise to the Most High. Give the brother a hand. All praise to the power, man. I like this. We're in the same spirit. We're in the The same Wi-Fi. All praises. Same connection. Read that. Now read that verse.
Book of 1 Kings, chapter 6 and verse 38.
Mm-hmm.
And in the 11th month and 11th year,
Right?
in the month Bo, which is the 8th month, was the house finished throughout all the parts thereof, and according to all the fashion of it, so was he 7 years in building it.
So now when it's coming into the 7th month, now we can think about what? Not the 7th month, the 8th month. When it comes into the 8th month, now we can think about what? What should we think about?
Building the house or finishing.
There you go, the temple of the Lord, the first temple, the temple of Solomon. It was finally finished. It took 7 years for this thing to be built. You can imagine the people when it was finally finished. Right? So now the 2nd month is its construction, the 8th month is its finished. Right? Read.
Chapter 7.
Slakia. Give me the book of Zechariah 7 and 1. We're almost there, Israel. We're almost there with the Hebrew months. That brother said, preach. I ain't no Christian.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 7 and verse 1.
Come on.
And it came to pass in the 4th year of King Darius
Mm-hmm.
that the word of the Most High came unto Zechariah.
Who did it come on to?
Unto Zechariah.
Unto Zechariah, come on.
In the 4th day of the 9th month.
Unto what month?
The 4th day of the 9th
The
month.
4th day of the 9th month. This is when the Spirit finally came onto the mighty prophet Zechariah to preach to our people and to show forth the visions and dreams that the Most High was showing him. Right? Give me the book of Esther, chapter 2, verse 16. As the brother's getting that, I'm gonna touch on some of these definitions for these months. So the 6th month, like I said before, means nothingness. That's what a month means, right? And Ephanim means enduring. So when we go into the 8th month, and this place goes back to the fact that some of the months were based off agricultural things that was going on in the land. So in the 8th month, Bawal, the month of Bawal, it was dealing with increased produce, or in the sense of rain, right? Read on.
The book of Esther, chapter 2, verse 16. So Esther was taken unto King Ahasuerus unto his house, royal in the 10th month.
In the what month?
In the 10th month.
In the 10th month, this happened. This is when Esther first was cleaved to that man. What was his name?
Esther, is it?
No, the main name we just said.
Oh, Ahasuerus.
Ahasuerus. Right? Give me the book of Zechariah chapter 1 verse 7. So as we left off in the 8th month, which means increased produce in the sense of rain. So the 9th month, Cheslu, right? Or Kasol, it means his confidence. In the 10th month, Tabeth or Tabaf means goodness.
Zechariah, the book of Zechariah, chapter 1 and verse 7. Upon the 24th day of the 11th month, which is the month Sabbath, in the 2nd year of Darius, came the word of the Most High.
What month was it?
Which is the month Sabbath, the 11th month.
The 11th month, Sabbath, or Shabbat, not Shabbat. That was the name of the 11th month. Rahman?
Which is the month Sabbath. In
Come on.
the 2nd year of Darius came the word of the Most High unto Zechariah, the son of Berechiah, the son of Edu, the prophet, saying,
Oh yeah, that's it. That's it on that month. Let's get this 12th month so we can do the review before we close out. Give me the book of Esther chapter 3 verse 7, and then give me Ezra chapter 6 verse 15. So when it comes to Shabbat, it means a rod, right?
Esther
3 and 7.
okay, Esther chapter 3 verse 7.
Come on.
In the 1st month, that is, the month Nisan, in the 12th year of King Ahasuerus, they cast Pur, that is the lot.
What month was it?
In the 12th year, King
You know what I'm saying?
Not yet.
Answer 3. Oh, not yet. Okay, Salakia. I thought you said it. Salakia. Go ahead.
They cast pur, that is the lot, before Haman from day to day, and from month to month, to the 12th month, that is the month Adar.
That's the month of Adar, the 12th month of our Hebrew year. That's the completion of our Hebrew year. Our people, a lot of times you talk to brothers, and I was going to say this too, but a lot of times I talk to brothers, and sometimes I spoke to a brother, sometimes I like the question, iron sharpeneth iron. A mother told me, man, the only month I know is the Bib. He said, I mean, I thought that was the only month. And this other brother told me, these are all testimonies, man. This brother told me, man, I was like, brother, what's the second month of the year, man? He was like, well, you know, the first month is Abib, and the second month is Nisan. I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, brother. You know what? For your sake, I'm going to do this class. For your sake, I'm going to do this class, brother. All in love. All praise to the power, man. So we're going to do a quick review. Read Ezra 6 and 15 for the month of Adar.
The book of Esther, chapter 6 and verse 15.
Mm-hmm. So the 12th month, Adar, means glorious. That's what that month means. Ezra. Yeah, come on. Okay. Ezra chapter 6, verse 15. The month of Adar means glorious. We're going to see an instance of why.
The book of Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 15.
Right?
And this house was finished on the 3rd day of the month Adar.
Now what house is this? Asaph? Prophet? Musician? Conductor? What house is this? Read it one more time.
Ezra chapter 6 and verse 15.
Come on.
And this house was finished on the 3rd day of the month Adar.
The month of Adar, come on. So it says this house was finished in the month of Adar. Look, he's reading the whole chapter. He's like, I'm going to get this answer. I ain't going to get this wrong. What house was this?
Temple of the Most High.
Which one?
First temple.
Who knows when the first temple was finished constructing? We went over it. Don't look at me crazy. We went over it. What month was the first temple? Temple of Solomon. What month was the first temple, the Temple of Solomon, finished constructing? Huh? I said it?
Mm-hmm.
That's the spirit.
What month was the 7th?
What you said?
The second month.
The second month? You there, but you got it. At least you're in the same spirit. Or you're disconnecting a little bit, but you're almost there. The second month, that's when the Temple of Solomon began constructing. But when did it finish? What month? Because he said in the month of Adar, the 12th month, right? Adar. He thinks that's the Temple of Solomon. That's not the Temple of Solomon. I already explained what temple this Temple of Solomon finished at. What month was it? Who got it?
Bull.
Benjamin?
Bull.
Benjamin?
Bull.
Son of the right?
Bull.
Well, there you go. All praise. Give the brother a hand. All praise to the power, man. There you go. That's when the temple was finished, man. The temple was finished in Bol. Here, actually, let's get that. Let's see if the brother is actually correct. First Kings 6 and 38. Let's see if the brother's got that. Is he the son of the right or is he the son of the left? Let's see.
1 Kings chapter 6 and verse 38.
Come on.
And in the 11th year, in the month Bul,
Uh-huh.
which is the 8th month,
The 8th month, come on.
was the house finished.
The what?
Was the house finished
The house was finished. Come on.
throughout the parts thereof.
Read.
And according to all the fashion of it, so was he 7 years in building it.
There you go. That was the Temple of Solomon. The Temple of Solomon was finished in the 8th month, which is the month of Bawal. This is what we should be thinking about. That's why the brother was right. He was there. That's why he said the month of Ziph. But that's when they started building. Then when it finished was in the 7th month after 7 years. And that was the month of Bawal, the 8th month. So now when we go back to when we go back to Ezra chapter 6 verse 15, the month of Adar, right? Glorious, right? What house was this? What house was this? Nathaniel, you got the answer? What house was this?
You said Adar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
The month of Adar. Because we know it can't be Solomon's. Solomon's finished in the 8th month.
that's the temple that they used to make sacrifices.
What? But whose temple? What temple was it? There was a lot of temples. There was a couple temples.
The temple of the Most High.
What temple? During what period of time?
During,
I want a concise answer.
Darius.
Huh?
During Darius or Cyrus.
He's playing. He's trying to get the answer from me. Read that verse. Read that verse.
The book of Ezra, chapter 6, verse 15.
Right?
And this house was finished on the 3rd day of the month Adar,
Mm-hmm.
which was in the 6th year of the reign of Darius the king.
The 6th year of the reign of who?
Darius the king.
This is when our people was coming back. This is when our people was brought back into the land. Right? When our people was being brought back into the land by the authority of the Persian Empire. They brought us back into the land. They were allowing us to go back to rebuild the temple. This was the second temple in the land. This wasn't the first temple. This is not Temple of Solomon. This is the second temple. Go back to Ezra chapter 6 verse 15. We're going to see a reason why it was glorious. Because it took a long time for this temple to be constructed, the wall to be constructed, the cities to be constructed. A lot of the things that were destroyed when the Babylonians took us, a lot of these things were being constructed. But nothing was more glorious is when this temple was finally finished. Right? Read.
Okay, Ezra chapter 6 verse 15. And this house was finished on the 3rd day of the month Adar.
On the 3rd day, come on.
Which was in the 6th year of the reign of Darius the king.
Come on.
And the children of Israel, the priests and the Levites,
That's right.
and the rest of the children of the captivity, kept the dedication of this house of the Most High with joy.
What did he do?
Kept the dedication of this house of the Most High with joy.
They kept the dedication of this house with joy. Read.
And offered at the dedication of this house of the Most High 100 bullocks, 200 rams, 400 lambs, and for a sin offering for all Israel.
This is the reason why this month was being called, it's denoting the term Adar. It's the reason why, because this was a glorious time when our people was finally finished building and constructing the temple, finished the wall, finished the buildings of the cities. Especially, this is the most important thing, the temple. But when this thing finally finished, then our people celebrated and worshiped the Most High God. Right? Okay. We're gonna do a small review and then we're gonna close out with that. It was in my spirit to do this class on the Hebrew months and in its ecclesiastical order, because this is something a part of our heritage and our culture that we need to take back. Right? So, who knows the name of the first month?
I did.
Ooh, not you, what? You up here. You got all the wisdom and knowledge. That's like it. But who got it though? Okay, he told you the answer to the first month, a bib. Who got the second month? Huh? Hey, Nathaniel, you have a mic? Is that mic on? We ain't doing this class for no reason, man. We use class because this is a seed of knowledge that's being planted in the minds of the listeners.
Zip.
Say again?
Zip.
The month of Zip. That's the second month. Asap, I want you to give me the third month.
Quick question. I want to know what verse you find this month of Zip.
The month of Zip? Get the book of 1 Kings chapter 6 verse 1. No, you don't have to get it. You're ready. That's for him. But who got the third month from me? If you're online and you got the third month, you've been paying attention, you've been writing your notes, I want to say all praise to the Most High Yahweh for that. Any number month I name, I want you to put the answer for it in the chat. Who got the third month? When we go through this list, we're finishing it. We want to finish quick. I want the answer.
Sivan.
What?
Sivan.
Woo, Levi. All right, all praise to the Most High. Levi's on that. Okay, Sivan. Come.
What's the verse for that?
Huh?
What's the verse for that month?
He's gonna have to go back and watch the video. the verse for that for the third month is Esther chapter 8 verse 9. All right, who got the fourth month? What was the name of the fourth month? Go ahead,
The fourth month.
There you go. Say it on the mic.
The fourth month.
The fourth month. That's the name of the fourth month. Right? All right, let's go down to the fifth. Fifth month. What was it called? Huh? Elo? Nope. Who got the fifth month? Mighty officer? Who got it? You got it?
Ab.
Huh? You got it. Abba Manakam. Or Ab. Or Abba. Right? So who got the sixth month? Huh? He was just waiting. You got it though, Benjamin. I got that. You got that. Elo is the sixth month of the Hebrew year. Right? Okay, seventh month. Who got it? Levi, you got that? What's the seventh month? The brother got that. I'll praise to the power, man. Jump down. Verse 8. Who got it? Eighth month. What's the eighth month of the Hebrew year? You Hebrews. You Israelites. You Benjamites, Levites, and Judites. Some Issacharites in here, man. What's the eighth month of the Hebrew year? Who got that? The eighth month of the Hebrew year is Bul or Bawal. Who got the ninth month? You got ninth month?
I don't got the ninth month.
The ninth month is Cheslu. Cheslu or Kasol. Kosol. Who got the 10th month? 10th month is simple. You got that, man. There you go. I'll praise to the power for Benjamin. He got it. The 10th month is Tabeth or Tabath. 11th month. Who got it? It sounds like something we do every Saturday, every Sabbath.
Sabbath.
Huh?
Sabbath.
Shabbat. 12th month. Who got it? I want ASAP to get this 12th month. Asap. What's the 12th month?
Adar.
What is it?
Adar.
Adar. Glorious. Give the Most High hand. I'll praise to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The order of the months. Abib is late March, early April. Right? Ziph. Late April, early May. Sivan. Late May, early June. Right? The 4th month is late June, early July. Right? The next month is Rabbi Yahya, which is July, late July, early August. Right? The next month, 6th month, Ilu. It's late August, early September. 7th month, Ethnan. It's late September, early October. 8th month, Bul or Bawal. It's late October, early November. 9th month, Cheslu. Late November, early December. 10th month, Tebeth. Late December, early January. 11th month, Sabbath. Late January, early February. And the 12th month, Adar. Late February, early March. And this is the complete Hebrew year in ecclesiastical order. There's a reason why the Most High God gave us 12 months. It's going to be one of the last things I say. There's a reason why the Most High gave us 12 months, right? Who knows how many seasons that we have? How many seasons do we have? Not a quick question. Y'all got it. Huh?
Quattro.
How many seasons? He said quattro. You Benjamin? No, you get the card. Quattro. You guys, yes, it's four seasons, right? We got 4 seasons and we got 12 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many months that we have for each season?
3.
There you go, all praises. We have 3 months. For the 12 months that we have, We have exactly 3 months for each season that we have, for the 4 seasons. We have 3 months. We have an entering into the month, into the season, and then we have a highest peak, and then we have a closing of that season, and then we go into the next. You understand? This is how the Most High. This is how the Most High established it. This is why the Most High said we're far. I'm gonna end it. Give me Baruch chapter 3 verse 35. We're gonna end it with that. The Most High was so specific when he made us his holy people, man. He gave us all his knowledge, all his wisdom and understanding. We can't put this to waste, man. Give me Baruch chapter 3 verse 35.
The book of Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 35.
So even when we look at the seasons, we see the entering into a season, we have the highest peak of a season, and then we have the closing of a season, going into the next set, right, of the season, right? That's just like the life of a man. Man is born into the world, he gets to the highest peak, right? And then he gets older, he passes away, he died, right? Give me that. Baruch chapter 3 verse 35.
Baruch chapter 3 and verse 35.
Right?
This is our power.
This is what?
Our power.
This is our power, our handsome, beautiful, wonderful power, Yahweh. Come on.
And there shall none other be accounted of in comparison of him.
Read.
He hath found out all the way of knowledge.
He found out all the ways of knowledge. He has all the ways of knowledge, right? Come on.
And hath given it unto Jacob.
Unto who?
Unto Jacob.
Unto what?
Unto Jacob.
Unto Jacob. This is why when we look at Colossians chapter 3 verse 10, and it says, be reformed and be renewed into the new man after the image of the Creator. We're the only people who have that. We're the only people who can exemplify the image of the Heavenly Father. You know why? Because we have all his knowledge. And it's right here in these scriptures. It's right here in our culture and our laws. All we have to do is just reach out and take it. That's it. So I want to give all praise to the Most High, Yahweh by Shema Sek Yahushai, and I'll close out. I feel like this was a wonderful class. Well needed. I see the sister, Dina Yasharala. She put a dar there. But the Levite brother, he beat you there. But all praise to the power. Okay. Give a hand to the Most High. So tomorrow morning at noon, at 11 a.m., we're going to have the Hebrew class orchestrated by our beloved brother, Moray Judah. He's going to be teaching and instructing our people on the Hebrew language tomorrow at 11 a.m. At 12 a.m., at 12 noon, we're going to have our Shabbat class, our Shabbat service. And I pray that all the brothers that are on the chat and all the brothers who are able to come here at VLI Design, located at 2937 West Bottle Boulevard, and are able to make it. We have a beloved brother right now. We have a beloved brother who is always tuning in. He's always watching us every time we have the class. And guess what? He's sitting in this room right now. You know why? Because the Most High God, he is not a liar. And the Most High God said in Zephaniah 2:1, gather yourself together. Ain't nothing going to stop you from gathering with your people, man. Not a state, not being in no other country, not living down the street, watching the lives when you could be in the classroom.
Right.
You shouldn't let nothing stop you, man. You ain't let this stop this brother, so don't let it stop you. So I want to say all praise to the Most High for brother Joel, tribe of Issachar, sister Dina of Yasharala, our beloved captain priest Amawan Banloya, our officer Barazal Matazawad, our beloved captain and general priest Yachanan, and brother Paul, and our beloved brother William. We want to say all praises, and Sharon. I will say all praise to the Most High for all our people, and sisters Morea.
Yeah, to Bettina Francois.
Say the name for me. Go ahead.
And then Sister Bettina Francois, and Sister Raquel Partridge, and Morel.
So all praise to the Most High. I hope all you brothers and sisters, you tune in for our Shabbat class tomorrow, bright and early. So, with nothing left, let's turn to the east. I'll set up this prayer so we can hit these streets, man. Teach our people the valley of dry bones. Get them back into this glorious life. Hallelujah.
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 Psalms 133. Shaya. Hamaiwa. Ladawan. Hana. Ma. Tawal. Wama. Nayam. Sabbath. Akim. Gum. Yakad. Kasaman. Atawab. Al. Araash. Yorad. Al. Azakwan. Zakwan. Aharan. Sayarad. Al. Bayam. Madawafiwa. Katol. Kayaramwan. Sayarad. Al. Haraya. Taziawan. Kaya. Sham. Tazawal. Yahweh. Habaraka. Kayayam. Yaid. Salakia. Idawam. Bahasham. Amasiak. Yahushai. The water. From Yad. Aman. Read English.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 133, the praise. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head, that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard, that went down to the skirts of his garments, as the dew of Hermon, and as the dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion. For there Yahweh commanded the blessing, even life forevermore. Bahashim Mashak Yahushai, the Wadatim Yad. Amen.
Amen. Give the Most High a hand. So I want to say Shalom. I'm Captain Manatazak of LOZ, and standing right next to me is